The quality of big budget Netflix action thrillers has been far from satisfactory, as most of the projects starring known celebrities have been fluff pieces of generic tropes rather than something novel or exciting. Barring the ruthless nature of the first installment of Extraction, projects like Grey Man and Red Notice mimic the same qualities we criticize our big budget Bollywood movies as: campy, over the top, and routine. With Heart of Stone arriving this weekend and starring the likes of Alia Bhatt, Gal Gadot, and Jamie Dornan, I feared that the outcome will be the same, and sadly, this fear came true. Focusing on an intelligence agent, Rachel Stone, played by Gal Gadot, who is in the pursuit of protecting the heart, a quantum computing device that has limitless power and capabilities for world domination, especially if it goes in the wrong hands. The technology mimics the same tropes that you have seen in The Entity in Mission Impossible Dead Reckoning or The God's Eye in Fast and the Furious. How the characters of Kia Dhawan, played by Alia, and Parker, played by Jamie Dornan, come into this picture that transforms into a cat and mouse chase forms the basic storyline of this film. I'll just get the positives out of the way because there's little to rave about in this generic action thriller. I must say I was thoroughly impressed by the introduction of the film, presenting a high-octane action sequence in the Italian Alps. I was pretty impressed with the slick action, especially the way it was choreographing the combat in close proximity between characters. I like the integration of technology also, as it helps characters navigate the probability of success in the mission. Think of it as an aimbot for CSGO just on steroids, or the powers of Sivakarthikeyan and Mahaviran, but way more evolved. The action, however, is restricted to certain moments, especially a bike chase involving a truck, where it's actually exhilarating, as most of the moments otherwise are way too over the top for anyone's liking. This includes Gal Gadot's base jumping, which will make you think she's still on the sets of Wonder Woman, jumping with absolute ease to safety far too many times, playing Midtown Madness also in an ill-equipped van, and using mere sand to overpower Alia in one sequence. The action in many cases borders on being unintentionally funny. The film works on the trope of success will only come to those who are objective in their decisions and don't let emotions get the better of their ultimate goal. This essentially dictates the three primary characters and their performances. Gal Gadot has never really impressed me beyond her physical prowess as an actor, and as the movie anyway is emotionally distant, she shines in the action set pieces, and I can only compliment that. With Alia Bhatt, the only aspect of her performance that I appreciate is that she did not let go of her Indian accent, as she enunciates her consonants like she would in Indian interviews, but I found her performance for the most part to be awkward and subpar at best. The creators try to make her a babyface, naive techie who doesn't know any better, who is easily manipulated and influenced, but the arc of her character is largely disappointing in a very predictable film. I burst out laughing as Alia and Gal are falling from the sky, and Alia is on the verge of pummeling to the ground, and mid-air she still is shouting, "Leave me alone," to Gal. Girl, she's going to literally save you, you have no other option. This isn't really a great Hollywood debut for all the marketing that has gone into Alia's foray into the West. The solid impression actually is created by Jamie Dornan, who has a command on screen and actually possesses some form of intimidation. The film becomes another edition of forgettable big budget action entertainers on Netflix, and the mid-nature of it made me think about our Indian film actors, the way they are cast for these roles, and the bigger picture that exists in the current environment where films and series are truly becoming global. When actors start their career in Hindi cinema, there is always an aspiration of becoming a commercial leading hero or heroine. One starts the journey to be recognized as a talent to be reckoned with, and when those dreams become a reality, everything seems to flow. From brand endorsements, social media campaigns, the popularity increases tenfold across platforms, and the question arises: what are your aspirations beyond Hindi cinema? In the current market, it becomes about venturing into industries that translate beyond one language, but even more so with the global market and dissemination of digital content, it becomes about international recognition. With the democratic nature of global digital giants and the case of telling stories that are inclusive in nature, the opportunities have broadened across continents. So one, beyond getting the opportunity of being global brand ambassadors for luxury brands and attending the Met Gala, can also dream of being the face of movies and series or shows that reaches a global audience, and that especially gets recognized in North America or quote-unquote Hollywood. But oftentimes the work that Indian actors have been offered to do on an international stage, especially commercial female stars, have paled in comparison to the quality of work they do in India. So what influences them? Is it the fat paycheck associated with the projects, just dipping their toes so that they get recognized by talent agencies in Hollywood? Or just the incessant need to expand the brand on a global stage irrespective of the quality of work they do? Aishwarya Rai can be associated with creating waves first internationally, especially as a commercial lead. She was termed as the most beautiful woman in the world. She appeared on the Oprah Winfrey Show and featured in a commercial film like Pink Panther 2. This career in the West, however, was short-lived, probably owing to the lack of depth in the characters offered to her in North America. Irfan Khan is probably the only talent who has seamlessly integrated himself in the commercial films in Hollywood, without it ever coming across as token representation, be it The Namesake, Jurassic Park, Inferno, or Life of Pi. There have been some pleasant surprises also in the form of Dimple Kapadia in Tenet, Kubra Seth in Foundation, Ali Fazal in Victoria and Abdul and Death on the Nile, or the ruthless way in which Randeep Hooda was presented in Extraction. Indian actors have thrived in non-commercial roles in the West as well, be it Om Puri in the West is West series, Shabana Azmi in The Reluctant Fundamentalist, or Anupam Kher in a supporting role in Silver Linings Playbook. So why doesn't it translate to the leading heroines from our nation when they get pushed as leads in these big projects? Priyanka Chopra, still having tried her fair share of roles in Hollywood, from Baywatch to Quantico to Citadel, have been extremely mediocre in quality, quite the antithesis of the role she has portrayed in India with such prowess. Deepika Padukone's forgettable Triple X Xander Cage did not create any waves for a thriving future in Hollywood, and today as I see Alia Bhatt in a forgettable venture like Heart of Stone, it makes me think, is it really worth it when you consistently feature in these routine generic Hollywood projects which get forgotten within days, or you just become a force to be reckoned with on your own home turf and become a brand people recognize India with, that in turn becomes global just like the RRR way? It's a complicated position to be in because aspirations make you take risks in grounds that are unknown, and it comes with the risk of striking gold or falling flat on your face. Heart of Stone is another case of our homegrown talents being in a terribly mediocre product, making us slightly fear that these actors don't just keep chasing the commercial Hollywood beast that doesn't self-reflect on quality, all in the pursuit to get validation from the West, who use talent from India for marketing tools so that they can tap into geographical areas and demographics in the name of representation. And in this process, you lose ground of the momentum and respect you get from the Indian audience by genuinely challenging yourself as actors. I would love to know what you think about the same as well. Please don't forget to follow me on Instagram, the handle's right in front of you. Follow me at JammyPants4. Also, please support us by smashing the like button and subscribing to our channel for weekly content ahead. Thank you for watching.